Come on in. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let everyone know that your brother is currently live right now. Currently live. Let everyone know that your brother is currently live. This is a bombshell. Major announcement that I am bringing to you here. Major announcement that I am bringing to you at this very moment. And I recommend you press the airplane at the bottom right here. And I recommend you send that to at least 10 people. Hit the airplane at the bottom right here, and send that to about 10 people. I have a very special announcement here that all of you need to make sure you spread around and you blast this out the way they have been blasting out all of the garbage. Make sure you blast this out, because what I'm going to give you right now is going to make you say, finally, some integrity, some straight up integrity has now been exercised by these medical professionals and these legal professionals. I'm going to go ahead and drop this information for you, and I want you to make sure you take notes. Of course, you should record the live. You know how this goes. My last page, or last 3 pages, including my original page, which had over 500,000 followers, was deleted. But at the same time, my original page, which has over 500,000 followers, just might being reinstated. Why? Well, first of all, let me go ahead and make an announcement. Before I do that, check in. I want everyone to let me know what city, what state, what country you are checking in from. Comment with your city, your state, and or country that you are watching from. And let us go ahead and get right into this, because your brother just came from the gym. And when I say I hit it hard, I hit the gym hard. It hit me. All right, that's all I got to tell you on that. Over the next 2 weeks, I'm in an intensive training regimen, or on an intensive training regimen. We trying to go Super Saiyan 3 right now. Okay, that's the Dragon Ball Z reference for those who don't know. Now, get ready to get this information. First thing I'm going to drop before I drop that is Facebook has now, as of roughly a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, they have reversed the ban on anyone who has stated that the coronavirus is man-made. Peace to my sister Risho Shun. Peace, my beautiful sister. I pray you and the king are doing well. Miami, we will be hitting Miami, and I'm going to hit you about that, the Tampa Bay area / Florida area, July 9th through the 12th for the Buck Breaking Tour. We're going to talk. Facebook has now reversed the ban. That's right. Well, now Super Instinct, Ultra Instinct. That's what we're going for. That's right. That's right. Super Saiyan, Ultra Instinct. Anyway, enough of the Dragon Ball Z references. Facebook, everyone needs to look this up. Number 1, has reversed the ban on anyone who has posted or who posts that the coronavirus was man-made. Why have they reversed that ban? Again, send this, press this airplane, and I need you to send it to at least 10 people. They reversed the ban because it's true. Wait a minute, Riza. You mean to tell everyone that over a year ago, when the corona circumstance hit, you told everyone that it was man-made? Not only did you tell everyone it was man-made, you told them that it was man-made between 2 laboratories in America and 1 in Wuhan, China. Well, it turns out that that is not only factual, but it is so factual that Facebook, again, itself, herself, themselves, have to now reverse the ban on anyone who posts that. Because they used to ban you or take down the post if you said, oh, the coronavirus is man-made, it was made in a laboratory, blah, blah, blah. And they would take down your post, take down your post, take down your post. Now they can no longer do that. Okay. I want us to absorb what I just said. Because if they have now stated that they have to reverse that ban because it is man-made, same playbook, different virus, same playbook, different virus, same playbook, different virus. You can go down the list from Zika to AIDS to H1N1, swine flu, bird flu, West Nile virus. You can go down all the Ebola. You can go down the list. Go down the list. Same playbook, Same strategy, same plan, different virus. The mainstream media has not reported on it. I'm going to hit you with something that is even heavier than the fact that it is man-made. Number one, you are about to say, oh, really? Watch what I'm going to tell you. Mind you, I haven't been going hard on videos in about the last, I'd say, 5 months, because they have not only taken down all of my platforms, but they have also tried to mess with the platforms of the people who have been close to me, celebrities, athletes, other content creators, influencers, activists, etc. Anybody who has gone live with me, anybody who has tried to post my video on their page, they have messed with their page and messed with their platform. So your brother has done what is called the steal away method that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has taught us about. Pull back for a moment. Just pull back for a moment. Evolve, study more, research more, sharpen your sword, gather more data, more information, more facts, etc. And then come back and hit them harder. A knockout. I'm talking about, ooh, boy, this enemy is so afraid. So let me go ahead and get to this point here. Yes, my website is almost done, the updated one. Yes, my app is almost done. So don't trip. We are still on schedule with that. Over 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical professionals are currently suing the CDC. Boom. I'm going to say that again. As of roughly a week and a half ago, over 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical professionals are currently suing the CDC. I'm going to say that again, because y'all should be happy right now. Send this video out again. Send the video out. Somebody said it's about time. You're absolutely right. It's about time. Over 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical professionals, and there are more being added, by the way, are currently suing the CDC. This is being led by Dr. Reiner Fulmick. They have begun legal proceedings not only against the CDC, but also against the World Health Organization and the Davos Group, which is spelled DAVOS Group. Why, Reza? Why are they suing them? When a crime reaches the level of more than just your country, more than just your nation, when it is an international crime, it is now a humanitarian crisis. So it is a humanitarian issue, and therefore they are suing these government entities and organizations for crimes against humanity. You bastards thought you were going to run for a long time. You bastards thought you could sit here and lie to the people. You bastards paid celebrities off. You bastards manipulated medical professionals who literally listened to everything you taught them in medical school. You damnable bastards lied to billions of people. You bastards experimented on over 1 billion people. You devilish backwater bastards convinced and manipulated the ignorance of the 85% of the masses to take an experimental concoction into their body that you yourself have not taken, that you are not giving to your children, that we cannot sue you for if it harms and or kills us. And you damnable bastards have done such a good job that over half of America has received one, if not more than one dose of these experimental shots. Reza, prove it. Okay. As I stated earlier, for those who are just jumping on, currently the World Health Organization, as well as the CDC, or Center for Disease Control, is currently being sued by over 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical professionals, being headed up by Dr. Reiner Fulmick. Let me go ahead and delve into this. COVID fraud. COVID fraud. Lawyers, medical experts start legal proceedings against World Health Organization and world leaders for crimes against humanity. Shall I read? Shall I read a little? Let us read. May 7th, 2021, a team of over 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical experts, led by Dr. Reiner Fulmick, have begun legal proceedings against the CDC, World Health Organization, and the DeVoe Group for crimes against humanity. Fulmick and his team present the faulty PCR tests. Faulty PCR tests. These are the specific reasons why they are suing. Number one, the PCR tests, which are very, very inaccurate as it pertains to how they evaluate whether or not a person has received COVID. They have been deemed highly inaccurate, including one of the individuals who deals with the founding or the creation of those tests or the evolution of those tests. And from my understanding, he is no longer living, from my understanding. So that's one reason. Number two, in addition to the flawed tests and fraudulent death certificates, if you remember a couple months ago when I had my main page, I was putting up doctor after doctor who was on mainstream television saying that they were being called and they were being told that any death that occurs in their clinic, in their doctor's office, should be labeled as a COVID death. If they labeled it as a regular death, or the death that was actually what, the cause was, if it was a heart attack, a stroke, etc., if they labeled it that, it would be roughly $13,000. But if they were to label it as a COVID death, they would be paid 3 times that amount. If they put COVID as the cause on the death certificate, so they were being paid $39,000. And doctors were coming out saying, why would I say it's a COVID death when it's an aneurysm or a heart attack or a stroke or this or that? Why would I need to put COVID as the cause when that's not the cause? And they were being pressured to just put COVID as the cause. So it was massive fraud going on across America. Okay, if you remember that. Okay, this is another reason why they took down my page. That video got over 400,000 views in less than 2 days, mind you. Okay, point number one. Number two, in addition to the flawed tests and fraudulent death certificates, the experimental shot itself is in violation of Article 32 of the Geneva Convention. Under Article 32 of the 1949 Geneva Convention, Section 4, titled, quote, mutilation and medical or scientific experiments not necessitated by the medical treatment of a protected person, end quote, are prohibited. According to Article 147, conducting biological experiments on protected persons is a grave breach of the convention. The experimental shot that many of you received, or many of your family members have received, is in violation of all 10, in violation of all 10 of the Nuremberg Codes, which carry the death penalty for those who seek to violate these international laws. And let me say this to you. I need everyone to comment Nuremberg Codes. Nuremberg Codes. Nuremberg is spelled N-U-R-E-M-B-E-R-G. N-U-R-E-M-B-E-R-G. Nuremberg Codes. Nuremberg Codes. There are 10 of these. By tomorrow, I need all of you to know all 10, or at least I need you to have read all 10. The moment you read the 10 Nuremberg Codes, something is going to click in your mind heavily. Most of you have probably never heard of such a thing as the Nuremberg Codes, but you are going to memorize them. Definitely. So these experimental shots have violated all 10 of the Nuremberg Codes. May I read a little? Let us continue. These shots, or the V word, I have to be wise right now. Soon they're going to, they're going to unban all of us. They're going to reverse the ban on all of us because this is hitting the fan now. Medical professionals and legal professionals in this country are fed up. And they are tired of this bull crap, and they are now suing the federal government, CDC, World Health Organization, etc. So people are going to become quite aware in a very short period of time that they were experimented on, that their family was experimented on, and that these bastards have been pushing this on all members of the human family. And they've been targeting us, saying that we black folks need it the most. See, be mindful. Be mindful that they do not want to give you reparations. They do not want to give us the land that they owe us. They do not want to remove all of the chemicals from our communities that create the pre-existing conditions. They don't want to remove the soy from the food. They don't want to remove the fluoride from the water. They don't want to remove the chemicals that cause cancer from the air. They don't want to remove all of these different horrific things from within our inner city neighborhoods, the 75 to 80% genetically modified organisms and so-called quote-unquote food, or the lack thereof, from our inner city communities. But you all of a sudden want to help us with our health, even though you put our health in a very negative position, because there are food deserts in the hood. There are no organic grocery stores in the neighborhood. There are no farms in the inner city neighborhoods. So you tell me you want to help me by, after creating the very condition that you say you want to rectify with a shot that doesn't cure me from anything, won't prevent me from getting the virus. I can't sue you if it harms or kills me. Who the hell are you trying to convince here? Who are you trying to assuage? Who are you trying to manipulate? You really think we are that stupid? And I can understand why the government thinks we are that stupid, because we have continued to do some very stupid things. So I understand why this enemy tried to pull it on us. Of course he did. We still killing each other over nothing. We still make fun of each other over nothing. We still, we abort ourselves. We murder each other. We laugh about it. We make videos about killing each other. We sell drugs to our own people. So of course they're going to pull it on us. Of course. Them niggas don't give a damn about each other here. Give it to them. Lie to them, make up something, make it sound good. They don't give a damn. So again, accountability. I'm just saying I had to put that there so that we can understand why this enemy really thinks, really tried it. But let me continue. The shot fails to meet the following 5 requirements to be considered a vaccine. I had to say it this time. And is by definition a medical experiment and trial. I need all the chemists to come into the room. I need the biochemists, virologists to come into the room. Because although many of you have been given your standard education, this is a circumstance that you were not trained to handle. Because if this was a circumstance you were trained to handle, you would have known earlier and you would have warned the world about it. But they're not going to tell you about how they use bioweapons. That's not how this goes. But let's continue. These are the 5 requirements that are needed in order for these experimental shots to be classified as vaccine. Let's see. 1, provides immunity to the virus. Well, let us go ahead and go over to Mr. Dr. Fauci. What did Fauci say on numerous occasions? Does it prevent you from getting the virus? No. Okay, so it doesn't qualify thus far. That's one of the requirements needed in order for it to be classified as a vaccine. But doesn't prevent you from getting the virus itself. So boom, that's number 1. Number 2, protects recipients from getting the, provides immunity to the virus. Number 1, pardon me, provides immunity. Does it provide you immunity? Does it protect you from getting the virus? No. Number 2, providing immunity, protection, protects the recipient from getting the virus. No. Number 3, reduces death from the virus infection? No. Do you know what they've been saying? Be very mindful of when they talk and how they talk. They said it prevents hospitalization and prevents certain reactions. They don't say reduces death. Some people might try to say that, but the majority of what they say is it prevents hospitalization or it prevents you from getting certain reactions. Does it prevent death? No. We're talking about the experimental shots. There's a lot of double talk here. They're very wicked in how they talk. It's legalese. They use legal terminology to confuse the majority of the masses. Let us continue. Again, these are the 5 requirements that are needed in order for these experimental shots to be classified as vaccines. Okay. Point number 4, reduces circulation of the virus. Does it reduce the circulation? No, it does not. Mind you, they had to put this on a WordPress page, which is like, I get it. It's actually not a word. It's actually side. Let me go back to the original. peakprosperity.com. For those who want to know where I'm reading it from, you're going to have to go to peakprosperity.com. peakprosperity.com. Make sure you get that. The article is Fauci and CDC sued for crimes against humanity. Peakprosperity.com. Peakprosperity.com. Now, you're going to have to click the article under the Fauci and CDC sued for crimes against humanity. Then it's going to take you over to the recently created on May 7th webpage, and it's going to list all the things that I have just stated to you. Yes, make sure you put in the comment section, peakprosperity.com. Point number 4, reduce the circulation of the virus. Does it do that? No. Point number 5, reduces transmission of the virus. No. And they have added under this gene therapy, which is what it is classified as, still permits the transmission of the virus as it offers zero immunity to the virus. Now, this is verified by Mr. Fauci himself. He has made this known on multiple occasions, multiple interviews where he has stated this himself. He has stated it will not prevent you from getting the virus. It will not prevent you from transmitting it. It will not prevent you. It won't protect you from it. He has made this known multiple times. So what is being stated here is verified. Then it goes into the Nuremberg Code of 1947 and the permissible medical experiments. It goes into each one of these. Then it goes into the 10 Nuremberg codes. Let's read some of the Nuremberg codes. Nuremberg Code number 1. Quote, no person should be forced to take a medical experiment without informed consent. Pause. Let me ask you this question. All of my medical professionals, doctors, LVNs, CNAs, RNs, chemists, virologists, biochemists, any one of you. What is informed consent? Because not a damn person has been given said thing during this entire time. What have you been given? You have been given drug promo, experimental shot promo. That's what you've been given. Smoke and mirrors. None of them have told you all of the benefits of taking this shot and then all of the detriments, meaning the negatives, because there are negatives. None of them have then went on to tell you the alternatives if you choose not to take the shot. They have not told you the nutritionist route if you choose not to take the shot. They have not told you the herbalist alternative if you choose not to take the shot. They have not told you the naturopath alternative if you choose not to take the shot. They have not told you any of the other alternatives. That is informed consent. Informed consent is when you are told the good about this thing, the bad about this thing, and then the other options if you choose not to take that thing, aka the shot. You have not been given informed consent, so therefore you are lied to by way of omission, because they have withheld pertinent data from you and from everybody that if you would have had that data and information, you more than likely would not have taken the shot. This video will be saved. If they don't shut it down, it will be saved and it will be posted. Let us continue. Again, for those of you just coming in, the bombshell is, number one, Facebook is now reversing the ban on people who have stated that the coronavirus was man-made, because it is true. And particularly from 2 laboratories in America and 1 in Wuhan, China, that was also verified by Dr. Judy Mikovits on the documentary called Plandemic. She used to work for Dr. Fauci. I interviewed Dr. Judy Mikovits myself 3 years ago in front of the CDC when her gag order was just lifted after the government had ransacked her home, taken her computer, her documents, everything, and put her under a gag order for 5 years. This is not a joke. And for those of you who get on here and you do it for likes and do it for views, your motive is off. This is a real enemy that we are dealing with. Don't play with this. I'm just telling you, don't play with this. They do show up to your house, the FBI. It's happened to your brother 3 times. Not being afraid, and I'm not pushing fear. I'm helping you to understand how real this gets when you are sincerely, directly involved in it. Not just on the internet, not just talking, but when you are really in this, preventing laws, educating politicians, fighting for these parents, exposing government documentation, and getting it to the people, you become a problem. Then they take you off of whole networks. So do not just talk about this just for likes and not. Trust me, this ain't one of those things. Talk about a lot of other topics, but when you start going up against pharmaceuticals, you are going up against a real devil for real. I'm just giving y'all that. Okay, let us continue. That's point number 1. Facebook reversed the ban. Number 1, because they have stated, well, it's true. So we can't ban people for saying that the coronavirus is man-made because it's true. Number 1. Number 2, over 1,000 lawyers and over 10,000 medical professionals are currently right now, as of mid last month, currently suing the CDC, the World Health Organization, and a number of world leaders. Understand that some of them have gotten fed up. So let us continue really quick. Out of the Nuremberg Codes, now there are 10 Nuremberg Codes. They are being sued for violations and massive experimentation on humanity. This is how serious this is. On top of this doctor who is heading this up, Dr. Rainer Fulmeck, who was leading this up with these 1,000 lawyers and these 10,000 medical professionals, you also have America's frontline doctors. America's frontline doctors who are also suing the U.S. government as well, and particularly the CDC, FDA, and I believe the World Health Organization as well. America's frontline doctors, for those of you who don't know, is a group of doctors headed up by Dr. Simone Gold. Dr. Simone Gold, who happens to be a colleague of mine. Dr. Simone Gold and the America's Frontline Doctors are the ones who was in the video that I questioned. I was questioning them in front of the world live. If you remember that video, where I was questioning them about the experimental circumstance regarding the COVID shots. I was questioning them about the liability, the freedom, having no liability of pharmaceutical companies, meaning they are able to do all these experiments, inject people with whatever they want, and they cannot be sued. And if that is legally true, Dr. Simone Gold is also a lawyer. And they all admitted to everything I said. Not one question that I asked did they deny the truth of. They admitted to everything that I asked them. These are doctors, lawyers, medical professionals, chemists, etc. They have over 15, 20 years, some of them over 30 years in their respective medical fields. Not one of them denied anything that I said. That video, of course, was taken down. You can find it somewhere on YouTube. But America's Frontline Doctors, that group, is now suing the United States government as well, in particular the CDC, FDA, HHS, which is Health and Human Services, regarding these experimental shots and war crimes. War crimes. We are in a war, so I'm going to call it war crimes against humanity. But it's mass experimentation on humanity. Okay? So it's not a joke. It's finally happening. Which a lot of people were really like, when is this going to happen? When are doctors going to stand up? When are lawyers going to stand up? When are they going to speak the truth? When is it going to happen? And it is finally happening. Make sure I put on here. I just want to make sure I say this before I get off. I'm about to hop off right now because your brother has to eat. If you remember, right here, I'm going to show you this picture right here. It's not showing. Okay, well, you can see partially right here. If you see right here, that is Dr. Simone Gold right there. That's Dr. Simone Gold right there. Okay? Dr. Simone Gold right there. Right there. Then you see your brother Reza Islam right there. Right there. Right there. Whoop. Come on now. This thing is trying to get dark. There we go. All right. So your brother's right there. Right there behind Kevin Jenkins. And then that's Simone Gold right there next to our sister Angela Stanton King right there. All right. So now, that was December. That was just back in December 16th. So when I questioned them, this is a group of doctors with integrity, I might add. They admitted to everything back then in December. They were exposing the U.S. government in all of the violations that I am giving to you now. They were exposing that back then. This was in Atlanta in December. What month are we in right now? What month are we in right now? I just want to know. What month are we in? Somebody tell me. What month are we in? The reason why I'm asking you this question is because that was half a year ago already. And exactly what is now being revealed, we were revealing at that time. So that was 6 months ago. And these doctors whom I was questioning back then were exposing the U.S. government back then. And now, your brother right there, there's your brother right there, and there's Dr. Simone Gold right there. They are now suing the U.S. government, along with over 1,000 other lawyers and over 10,000 medical professionals, for mass experimentation on humanity. It is coming out. Finally. Finally. It took a lot of work, but I'm going to tell you this right now. You're not going to see this on mainstream media for a minute. They're going to try to hide it for as long as possible. But everyone who has received these experimental shots, and by the way, I gave you the documentation on this so that you can see it for yourself. I'm going to make sure to give you the website again so that you can see it again for yourself. The first thing you want to do is go to peakprosperity.com. Put in the comment section, peakprosperity.com. Peace to my brother Stacks. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. My brother Steven Jackson Jr. Much love to you, my brother. First thing you want to do is go to peakprosperity.com. Put it in the comment section. The article is Fauci and CDC sued for crimes against humanity. The article is called Fauci and CDC sued for crimes against humanity. All right. Please make sure you get this for yourself. Read it. Send it to everybody you know. Let them know whether they took the shot or not. This is the data they need to know, because now it's on in a major way. Remember this. I told you couple months ago. No, not a couple months ago. A month and a half ago. Remember I told you that there are over 8,500 doctors here in California who are now on the disciplinary list, who cannot sign exemption forms, who cannot not give their patients shots. I'm following you and the minister to my grave, never selling my soul. My brother, man, y'all got to give some love to our brother Steven Jackson, man. Brother Stacks. That brother said, I'm following y'all to the grave, man. I'm not selling my soul. That's what I'm talking about. We thank Allah for you, brother. And we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do. Let me know when you want me to come on All the Smoke, when y'all ready. If y'all really want all the smoke, you let me know. You let me know. Is that Monroe Flame? Oh, the great Monroe Flame. Thank you for your integrity. You said thank you for my great information. I say thank you for your integrity. We salute you for that. I posted your video up earlier just for the integrity. That's all. Speaking the truth. We got to speak the truth regardless of what, with love and respect to everybody. We got to we got to speak the truth. That's all. So, man, we got some beautiful people on here. We got Flame Monroe on here. We got our brother Stacks on here. We got some beautiful people and everybody else from all over the world. You're on here. I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to leave it here. But let me finish this last point. The over 8,500 doctors who were put on the disciplinary list here in California were put on there because they refused to give these shots to their patients. They refused to. I have the entire list. It's crazy. Names, their clinic location, doctor's office location. It blows my mind how doctors can't practice the medicine that they studied, that they went to medical school for 10 to 12 years to give their life for. They can't practice medicine because the pharmaceutical gangsters told them, you better give these people this drug, this shot, this experimental concoction, or else. That's not moral. That is not ethical. And that's illegal. That is illegal. So I just want to make it very clear that we are not crazy. None of you have been crazy. But yes, currently the U.S. government is now being sued. CDC, FDA, HHS, World Health Organization for crimes against humanity by over 1,000 lawyers, over 10,000 medical professionals. I pray to Allah God that we get more doctors who come out, who step up, and who speak the truth about what the hell is going on. Yes, by the way, Bill Gates is on that list as well. When it comes to the world leaders, he's on the list of world leaders who was also in that lawsuit. So that is a definite. For those who have received this book, Message to the Millennials, for those of you who got this book since 2019, you knew, because it covers a lot of what is going on in chapter 6. Then it covers a lot of what's going on in chapter 2, then chapter 4, chapter 7, all the chapters. But in particularly this topic, chapter 6. For those of you who got this book a long time ago, you already knew, you were already put up on game. Get this book at RizaIslam.com or click the link in my bio ASAP. Click the link in my bio ASAP. Click the link in my bio ASAP. I have a number of other things coming out. There is a lot going on. A lot going on. But the beauty is the people are waking up all across the planet. Black, white, red, yellow, everyone in the middle, Muslim, Christian, whatever you want to call your religious faith, etc. People are waking up, and that is why the government is afraid. I'll leave you with this quote here. Zbigniew Brzezinski, who was the former, I believe, advisor to President Jimmy Carter. He said, quote, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people than to physically kill 1 million people. But in today's time, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control. End quote. Depopulation, chapter 6, covers all of it. Buck breaking documentary, look out for the Buck breaking tour. The Buck breaking documentary tour. Tampa, Florida, St. Pete, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Miami, Florida. We coming at you in July. St. Lucia. Look out for your brother Riza Islam on the island of St. Lucia for the men's retreat. For those of you brothers who want to participate in that, go to beyondwellnesstours.com. Beyondwellnesstours.com. There are only 10 slots left available. That is June 19th through June the 26th. June 19th through June the 26th. The Bug Breaking Tour is going to hit over 30 cities. We are definitely coming to Texas. We're going to Florida, throughout Los Angeles, New Orleans. We're going to multiple states. Don't trip. We got y'all on the tour. I appreciate y'all. May Allah continue to bless each and every one of you. Share this video to as many people as possible. RizaIslam.com. Link in the bio. If you already got it, get it for somebody else. RizaIslam.com. Link in the bio. I appreciate y'all. May Allah continue to bless each and every one of you. Peace. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. And we out.